Today I'm sharing the last clip from my recent chat with Jenny, where we talked about a bunch of different things related to grief. If you haven't seen our other videos, I will leave a link in the description and in the cards as well, so that you can go check those out. This clip of our talk was pretty short, and it was sort of random that it even came up, but it's actually something that comes up more often than you would realize, and it's a lot harder for grieving people than other people realize. And that's the topic of, when do you get rid of your loved one's belongings? What do you get rid of? What do you keep? How long is too long? And all of those questions we ask ourselves when it comes to looking at our loved one's belongings. So I'm just going to jump right into that clip, and then I'll meet you back here afterwards to discuss. I really like this blanket.
Thanks. Got that
I like
from
the colors.
Bath and Beyond with some of our gift cards when Josh and I got married.
Oh,
It's one of the few things I kept from the time we were together, because I can't look at stuff without just melting down there for a while. And so, like, I got rid of our bed immediately because I knew I wouldn't be able to sleep on that bed and ever get a good night's sleep.
Yeah.
And I was mostly the one that used this blanket anyways, so that's one reason why I kept it in, because it's awesome.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
Yeah, there was just so much I had to get rid of because it was just attached to so many memories. I just couldn't deal with it.
Well, that brings up another point we can cover. It was at least a year before I even could walk in Cassie's room. I wouldn't even go in there. And Ezra sleeps in that room.
Wow.
And I don't know what made me finally do it. I think I remember feeling angry. It was like, I don't know if you... I should say, actually, you probably are familiar with this. Most moms are familiar with rage cleaning. Like, I am so tired of this mess, and you people aren't picking up after yourselves, and rage cleaning.
You go like 90 miles an hour.
Yes. So I remember it almost being an angry feeling when I was going through her stuff. But I don't know, because I think sometimes now I think maybe I shouldn't have done that, because I rearranged things. I took her bed down, so now there's only one bed in there, and I moved my hope chest in there, and I decided to put the things I was going to keep of hers in the hope chest. And so going through her clothes, I went through them pretty quickly, and it was like, clothes that had no sentimental value, like were hand-me-downs, or like just, ratty t-shirts or whatever. So I was I was pretty quickly going through her things and deciding what I was going to keep and what I wasn't going to keep. And sometimes I think maybe I made that decision too quickly. Even waiting that long, maybe it was still too soon. And what if I got rid of something that I should have kept?
Wow.
But in all honesty, I can't even remember the things I got rid of. Like, my brain is still it can't remember stuff.
We do what we think is best at the time, and then later on, I should have, but you can't do that to yourself.
Right. And another thing that's interesting, and I will try not to judge the woman for her decision, but when my granddaddy died, my grandmother, I'm pretty sure it was like the day after the funeral. I don't even know if the funeral had happened yet, but it felt like it was that day. She immediately got rid of all of his clothes and really didn't even let my sister and I have an opportunity to like go through them and stuff. We never asked her like if there was if it felt therapeutic for her to immediately get rid of his things. She was using the closet space for her clothes. Like, she had more clothes, so it was almost like it was an opportunity just to clear out, to make room for her stuff.
Wow.
It felt very insensitive at the time.
It's like a violation.
But could it have even been a coping mechanism for her, or an avoidance of the, reality?
Probably.
Ripping the Band-Aid off.
Let's move forward, plow through this. And that's not the first story I've heard like that. A lot of people think, the sooner we can do this, the better. Like, a friend of mine whose mother just died, it was not even a week later, her dad was packing up clothes and sending them to Goodwill. And
I think that might also be a generational thing too. Older generations were taught, buck up, you do the work, you don't show your emotions, you just plow through.
Yeah, you cry in the bathroom when you're by yourself.
Yeah. I remember being told too, we had to take Ezra to the Children's Advocacy Center, they needed to interview him. He was the last person to see Cassie. So they needed to find out, if potentially there was anything that he knew of that happened. He was 10. But the counselor sat with us for a few minutes, and one of the things she recommended was that we immediately get him back into soccer. Immediately. She's like, get back to normal as fast as possible. And it hadn't even been 24 hours.
I got some more summer cameras on you.
You're crazy. But I knew that did not feel right.
That's surprising that a counselor would.
Yeah, like I feel like she was trying to say make everything normal for him.
Like they wanted his trauma-based response to be on a lower level to try to normalize everything. I mean, I can understand where she was coming from.
Right. But I couldn't even explain to her, well, if I take him to soccer, we're going to be on the same field with all the same children that she also played soccer with. Like, you don't understand that
everything's a reminder.
She has an entire soccer team that is grieving her right now, and you expect me to go and sit there in front of those people. Like, no. So I hope I did the right thing, but it felt like the right thing for me to be like, no, like I'm protecting my energy and not putting myself in a position where I'm going to be that much more uncomfortable.
Right. And you shouldn't. I mean, whatever feels like the right thing for you to do at the time, you have to figure out in your own head and do it and not really worry about what somebody else thinks is right or not. Like where you were talking about going through her clothes and wondering if that was too soon to get rid of them. It made me think about, it was over 2 years after Joshua died that I went through a folder of letters and cards that he had given me. I mean, there were tons of them. He liked to write, and they were wonderful, and I, was very grateful that I had them. But then I was just like, I cannot keep looking at these. It's not healthy. This is not helping me get through any of this. So I ripped them all up and threw them away. And later on I was like, I shouldn't have done that, because like when Ezra grows up, he might have liked looking at those, but you just do what you think is best at the time, and you can't just keep beating yourself up over what you do.
Yeah. But you say that and doing what you think is best and not worrying about what other people say, that's easier said than done.
Oh, absolutely.
So much easier said than done, especially because even though society right now is all live and let live, everybody should be free to do whatever they want.
That's what they say.
Yet I feel like we are even more judgy than ever.
Oh, absolutely.
So it's such a, what is the word?
We are constantly striving to live up to societal expectations. And when you are grieving, that is the absolutely last thing that you should be trying to do. But unfortunately, especially those of us who have people-pleasing tendencies, it never stops,
Guilty.
even at a time like that.
So as you can tell, we both have apprehensions about things that we got rid of that we maybe thought we should have kept. And we talked a little bit more about expectations that society puts on us, that we put on ourselves, about when we're supposed to get back to normal and what that looks like. We really didn't even come to any conclusion when we were talking about getting rid of things. And that's really because there's no right or wrong way to deal with this. When you're looking at your loved one's belongings, hopefully you have time to just let it sit there for now. Hopefully you're not in a situation where you have to move and so you have to pack up their things. And if that's the case, please give yourself some grace. Please don't beat yourself up for the decisions that you have to make without having that time to really process it. Know that you are doing the best that you can in a terrible situation. There's no right or wrong way to do this. There's no right or wrong time. There's no right or wrong things that you should keep versus things that you shouldn't keep, for how long you should keep them, what you should do with them, if you should donate them or you should throw them away, or whatever it is, whatever the case may be. There's no right or wrong answer. And even if later on you kind of regret what you decided in that moment, it is not a reflection on how much you love your person that died. It doesn't mean that you've moved on or you've disrespected them in any way. You are doing the best you can. If you want to share what it's been like for you with expectations that you've put on yourself or others have put on you, or your experience with decisions that you've made about getting rid of your loved one's belongings or keeping every last thing, then it would be great if you would put that in the comments so that others can see that we're not crazy and we're not alone, and we all struggle with the decisions that we've had to make after our loved one died. Thank you so much for watching. I hope these videos are helping you so that you feel less alone in your journey of grief, and so you can show others that you're not crazy, and so they can do a better job of supporting you too. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, and also if you like and comment and share this video with other people that you think should hear this message, it will really help to show more grieving people that they're not alone and to help others learn how to support us. Until next time, bye y'all.